Welcome to Global Gourmets, a cooking show which showcases 3 bakers, experienced or non-experienced, to cook their overall best for the price of $10,000. They must meet up to each judge's criteria and show off their confidence. Let's first meet our judges.
Hi, I'm Chef Ann Burrell.
She's a fan-favorite host of multiple cooking shows in the United States. She's the host of the Food Network show Secrets of a Restaurant Chef and co-host of Worst Cooks in America. Due to her energy, passion for cooking, and ability to make complex techniques accessible to home cooks, she's a great inspiration and addition to the show.
Hi, I'm Chef Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay has to be one of the most famous chefs and hosts in the world. Gordon is a British celebrity chef and entrepreneur, starring up to 111 shows over his career. His most famous shows, Hell's Kitchen, Kitchen Nightmares, and MasterChef, have been broadcasted over both the UK and the US and have earned him a significant amount of recognition and acclaim. Let's give a rundown of some of his most famous quotes.
This. Oh, you are kidding me. There's a mouse in here.
A mouse?
Oh my God. No. Where's the lamb sauce?
Come on, man.
I just need it.
This is the lamb
Where's the lamb
That's the lamb
sauce?
right here.
The hell is that? It looks like it's just had a giraffe's tongue cut out and deep fat fried.
Chitlets. Shitlets.
It looks like a dehydrated turd.
It looks like a can of dog food.
It's like a fucking flip-flop.
Looks like a bison's tongue.
It's like someone's pissed in my soup. Fuck me. Is that how they're always served? Oh, fuck me.
Gordon Ramsay owns or operates approximately 90 restaurants worldwide. Now, let's meet the judges in person.
Welcome to our new show, Global Gourmets. In the first episode, we will have 3 new chefs that are fierce to win $10,000.
They have up to 2 hours to create a dessert that not only sparks the eye, but tastes wonderful.
These 3 chefs will make 3 different desserts within 2 hours. Each dessert chosen and cooked by the chefs.
Let's meet the chefs and why they are interested in participating in Global Gourmets.
Hi, my name is Annie Bellamy, and I'm interested in participating in this contest for the experience and, of course, the money. Maybe I can buy all the Ilanis and a mini fridge for my new room. I spent years cooking in the household, so it should be a piece of cake.
Hello, I'm Carson Lucasham, and I'm interested in this show because I truly believe I can beat all my competitors and win the grand prize.
Hello, my name is Gabby Fry. When I heard about the show, I knew I had to try it out. I'm not the best at cooking, but I could definitely use some money towards my first car.
Nice to meet you guys.
Your competition today is to make a dessert from a country. It can be something that inspires you, has a deep meaning, or something you've always wanted to try.
Remember, though, you only have 2 hours. Use that time wisely and be productive.
I've never been on a cooking show before.
On your mark, get set, go! No, Gordon, I'm really excited to see what these kids are going to make. It's fun to have creative freedom where you can create anything that you want.
Yeah, I remember back to my Ramsay days when I got to do that. Now I have no free time.
The first important thing to do before preparing any dish is to wash hands with soap and water. It is a crucial way to prevent the spread of illness and infection. It effectively removes germs from your hands, reducing the risk of catching and spreading diseases.
When I heard of this challenge, I was thinking I should make pineapple upside down cake. It's a tradition that me and my family always make every New Year's. First, you start off with 1/4 cup of evaporated milk. Then you put 1/4 cup of water and 1/2 tablespoon of distilled vinegar and mix. Then you put half a stick of butter into the microwave for 30 seconds. Once butter is melted, you put 1/3 cup of brown sugar, mix it all together, put it in the microwave for 30 seconds. Then you put it inside of the sheet pan and mix it together to be a flat layer. Next, you get your pineapple and you pat until dry and repeat the process 5 more times. Next step is to add cherries in between all of the pineapple holes and all the remaining spots that has sugar. Moving on to the dough, I added 1.5 all-purpose flour. You sift that. After sifting that, I put 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1/2 tablespoon of nutmeg, and 1/2 tablespoon of salt. Then you put your softened butter and your melted butter into the mixer. Then 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. You let it mix all together until softened. Then I skinned the lime to make lime zest. Add that zest to the mixture. After that, add 1/2 tablespoon of vanilla extract and 1/2 tablespoon of almond extract and then 1 egg. You let that mix until fully combined.
The pineapple upside down cake actually originated in Hawaii, USA, and ever since then, other cultures have been taking their own spin on it. It started in 1920 when the Dole Pineapple Company made a contest to promote its product.
Once fully mixed, you add your dry flour and the milk that you had made previously.
Now, the pineapple upside down cake is known all over the world for being a unique, tasty dessert.
While it's mixing, add 1/3 cup of pineapple juice. Once everything is fully mixed, you're going to mix it a little bit so everything can go on the bottom. Then you're going to pour it inside of your baking sheet.
I poured it into my giant
and spread it out. And spread it out even more. And spread it out even more. Once fully spread, you're going to put it inside of your oven at 350 Fahrenheit. Leave it in the oven for 30 minutes.
Now, let's check up on Carson's idea.
As soon as I heard go, my brain went straight to the English trifle. I want to make this amazing dish because I think the judges are going to be impressed by the many layers that are in this dessert and the amount of time it took me to make this.
To start off my trifle, I use white cake mix. Next, I got 4 eggs from the refrigerator. Then, I cracked each egg individually to get the egg whites. Next, I got 1/2 cup of vegetable oil and mixed it with my egg whites, including 1 1/4 cup of water. And then I put it in with my cake mix. I set a timer for 2 minutes while mixing my cake batter. I then sprayed cooking oil so my cake doesn't stick to the pan. Next, I poured in my cake batter onto the pan.
Meanwhile, we're gonna check how Annie's cake is doing.
I grabbed my strawberries from the fridge and washed them. After they were washed, I sliced them individually into small slices. Once they were sliced, I added 1 tablespoon of sugar to my strawberries and then mixed. I then ground my raspberries and washed them. And then I added them with my strawberries.
Hey, my cake is finally done. As you can tell, it looks really good. We're just gonna take that out and put it on the stove.
Once Annie's cake was out, I decided to put my cake in the oven next. I put my cake in there for 35 minutes.
I was so nervous to flip this, but let's see how it's gonna come out. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh, my upside down cake is ruined. Oh, my cherries, my pineapple. I tried to fix it by putting it back on the cake. The judges would never know, right?
I really like chocolate, so I researched some recipes that use chocolate as my first dish.
The dessert I'm making is called Jamaican chocolate cookies, which starts off with 2/3 cup of chocolate chips. I made sure to carefully heat up the chocolate chips, that way they are melted and creamy. The recipe calls for 1/2 cup of butter and 1/2 cup of powdered sugar. I mixed those until it turned into a whipped consistency. The cool thing about this recipe is that it actually uses sweet potatoes instead of eggs. Sometimes eggs aren't available in Jamaica, so they use their resources and use sweet potatoes instead. The great thing about it is that you can't even taste it. I poured in the melted chocolate along with 1 teaspoon of ginger. I added a 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. And for our dry ingredients bowl, I added 1/4 cup of cornstarch. I had already measured out 1 1/4 cups of flour and 2 tablespoons of baking cocoa. Next was 1 1/2 teaspoons of baking powder, along with a 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Lastly was a 1/4 teaspoon of salt for the dry ingredients bowl. I whisked it all together and poured my dry ingredients into my wet ingredients very slowly. For later, I went ahead and prepped my pan by putting on some cooking spray. Carson's cake was finally finished, so she got to start on her icing.
To make my whipped cream, I took a cup of whipping cream and added it to my mixing bowl, along with 1 tablespoon of powdered sugar. I added 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract and mixed for 2 minutes on high. I accidentally put the mixture on for too high, so I curdled my whipping cream. I didn't stress out though because I had enough ingredients to make it edible. I followed the same recipe and made it again. I started cutting my white cake into smaller cubes to create a cake layer. I topped that layer with raspberry jam. I then added my mixture of strawberries and raspberries. Lastly, I added my whipped cream. I repeated this process until my trifle was completed. It looks good. I hope the judges like it.
Back to my cookies, I finally rolled them out into balls. I flattened them down, that way they looked more like a sandwich. They went in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes. Once they were done, I got them out of the oven and I put the second tray in the oven. For my filling, I started off with 2/3 cup whipped cream cheese. Then I added 1/3 cup dulce de leche. I added 2 tablespoons of sweetened condensed milk. I added a small 1/8 teaspoon of ground cinnamon and 1/8 teaspoon of ground allspice. I gave it a mix and started filling my sandwich cookies with the icing.
You know, Gordon, I forgot to mention, we have a special guest judge joining us tonight, Chef Mac the Pug. Mac, are you excited about this competition?
Mac was ready for the first contestant. First was Carson Wickersham with her strawberry trifle.
Hi, chefs. All right, Chef Carson, what have you made for us this evening?
This is my English trifle.
Let's dig in.
All right.
I think he likes it.
I can't wait to give this a try. this would be a lovely dessert to serve at a summertime picnic or a backyard barbecue. It's very fresh, and it's a nice cool dessert.
Where's the lamb sauce?
I don't know, Chef.
My gran can do better than this, and she's dead.
Seems like the judges were a little harsh on Carson for this one. We'll see how the next one goes. Next is Gabby Fry.
Hi, chefs. Where's Chef Mac?
Well, due to dietary restrictions, he is not able to taste your chocolate cookies.
I've made you Jamaican chocolate cookies with caramel cream drizzled with chocolate and caramel sauce.
Chef Gabby, this looks delicious. I can't wait to take a bite. Wow, Gordon, this is delicious. It's kind of hard to eat, but the taste is perfect.
I agree. I have a mess all over the place. This looks like Chef Mac just took a on my plate.
Thank you, chefs.
Welcome Chef Mac back with us.
Lastly is Annie Bellamy.
Good evening, chefs.
Good evening, Chef Annie.
Today I am bringing you guys pineapple upside down cake, so this is what it is.
Looks basic.
Gordon, I don't know what you're talking about. This looks amazing.
I feel like I'm in a one-star Hawaiian hotel.
At least you're in Hawaii.
The girl's got a point. The middle is a little underdone, but the edge is crispy, which is really good.
You're welcome for the Hawaii experience. You're welcome, chefs.
Wow, this is a really tough decision.
No, not really.
All right, this was a tough decision, but with scores of 10, 11, and 13, the winner in the taste category was Carson.
With scores with appearance, we have Carson with 10 points, Annie with 12 points, and Gabby with 9. So Annie overall winner for appearance.
All right, and our totals in the category of difficulty, we have scores of 9, 11, and 12, with Gabby taking the difficulty category. Scores were very close, with a range of 31, 32, and 34. The winner is Chef Carson. Congratulations, Chef Carson.
In your face, losers!
By the way, my parents were the judges.